The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of ReadersMagnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another awesome day here at RM Hive, and you're tuning in to Readers Magnet's featured author interview. I'm your host, Revan, and today's featured guest is a leader who spent 4 decades in high-tech engineering before answering a deeper call, helping people transform their lives from the inside out. An inventor, mentor, and devoted single father, he was inspired by watching his daughter navigate the challenge of becoming a woman in engineering. That experience sparked a powerful mission to empower the next generation with belief, courage, and purpose. Through heartfelt storytelling and practical wisdom in The Alchemist's way, he invites readers to discover the gold within their own lives. Please welcome mentor, engineering leader, and the author of The Alchemist's Way, Paul Boerger. Hi, Paul. Thank you for joining us here today. How are you?
Well, good, Revan. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
Yes, I feel amazing here that you are here with me. And I just heard your voice. That's a really good voice right there. So I'm kind of conscious right now. So how do I sound now? Anyway, so Paul, so you're actually one of our featured authors this coming London Book Fair. By the way, for all our viewers out there, we will be participating at the London Book Fair at Olympia, London. And Paul here is one of our featured authors, and he will sign copies of his book, The Alchemist's Way. So if you can go there, go and check his book out. Yes.
Show up and get your copy of The Alchemist Way.
Get your copy as well, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
So right now, Paul, you spent nearly 4 decades as an engineering leader. So why write this book now?
Now, that is a great question. So for most of my career, actually almost all my career, people would see me walking around. I always had a lab notebook with me where I captured my ideas, key lessons, I'd log conversations, and also leadership observations. And late in 2023, I started organizing some of those notes and pulling some of them up. And I said, there may be a book in here somewhere. But then there was a very special date when I said, there's definitely a book here. And that was May 10th, 2024. I was sitting at the back of an auditorium at my daughter Alexa's college graduation. She was getting her Bachelor of Science in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. And I've raised her as a single dad since she was 5 years old. And I was just looking back at my own journey. It was exactly 37 years to the date. It was May 10th, 1987. I stood on a similar stage. I received my Bachelor of Science in electrical engineering. And I couldn't help but think about that 37-year journey and how far that I'd basically come. And it was in that moment I reflected how little I knew. So I said, I'm going to write this book and give it to my 22-year-old self. And that was a reason that was behind it, because I was looking for guidance. I was out there in the Midwest, and I knew I had to go somewhere. It's like in order to find a job in high tech. And so set a destination for Colorado. And but that was my inspiration. I wanted to write a book that I could hand to myself. And since time travel is not possible, I went ahead and I thought, there's going to be some other aspiring leaders out there that could really use a boost.
True. I love that the book is actually dealing with aspiring leaders. So it's like a letter to your younger self. And now it teaches a lot of people now who are in the field of leadership. And going back to the title, it's actually called The Alchemist's Way, Unveiling the Secret Formula for Success in Life and Business. So why alchemy? What does that metaphor mean to you personally?
Well, ancient alchemists would take ordinary materials and they would turn them into gold. And they were, of course, hired by kings and queens and heads of state. And in order to ensure that, the wealth for the kingdom. But today's alchemists, they achieve the extraordinary by unlocking the potential in themselves and those around them. And so it's got a very particular meaning to me. It's like because also, when I graduated back in 1987. I knew I couldn't find a job in high tech in the rural Midwest. And so I set my sights on Colorado with just the only $60 in my pocket and a beat up car.
Mm.
And I came out here to actually make my way in the high tech arena. So I kind of like it was my road to El Dorado, and which is a city of gold, And so I think about that 37-year journey and who I became in that journey. And basically the journey itself, you have to grow so much that it actually revealed the gold within us. And that was really where that kind of roots for me. It's like the alchemy is taking something ordinary and turn it into gold, or reveal into gold that's already within.
Nice. That's actually really inspirational, sharing your younger self back in the 80s and having like $60 in your pocket in your beat up car, and now you're actually you found the El Dorado. So I love that you're sharing the story here. Sharing the gold with the Alchemist's way. So I love how you're also sharing these secrets with our fellow leaders out there as well, because in these days some of us are very young and are looking for mentors, and if we cannot find our mentors, we actually read the books. Because I in my job right now in the office, I actually find some of the leaders without mentors are reading books from the knowledgeable people in the business, doing these tips and advice. And your book is actually one of them. So I love that there are authors like you who are really eager to share their own story and inspire these new leaders for the coming generations as well.
Exactly. Like I said, if I could actually go back in time, I would take the book and I would just hand it to myself and say, live this.
Yes.
And that was exactly the kind of guidance I was looking for.
True. So your book blends leadership with deeply personal stories. So was it risky to be that vulnerable, and why did you choose to do that anyway?
Early in my leadership career, I read a lot of everything I could get my hands on, every book. And although they were intelligent and well-intended, like it really wasn't. They were kind of teaching leadership from a level of certainty. And when I've been designing, new products, new product creation, new business development, it's kind of like being too far over the front of your skis. And leadership journey from that perspective, from the uncertainty, doing products and technologies that we had no idea if they were going to work or not.
Sure.
And that forges a different kind of leader. And what happened was I also wanted to be very truthful about it, to let folks know that, I've been there. And some of the stories are kind of funny. So, I think that I chose to be vulnerable because I think that the best sources come from when that they're truthful. And some of my hard-earned experiences, they might be able to shorten someone else's path. And I thought it was worth sharing some of those vulnerable situations, I guess I should say.
Yeah. So was it hard to share the vulnerable experiences in your book?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Engineering is more about precision. And so a little less about the storytelling and, of course, the vulnerabilities. And that's what I think distinguishes this book a little bit.
Nice. So when readers close the final page, what do you hope they feel about themselves and their future?
Well, I'd have to say, when they close that final page, I'd like to see them have a sense of ownership over their future. Because as we all look at our lives, we are all called to lead sooner or later in life. If you want better health, lead it. If you want more wealth, lead it. If you want improved relationships, lead it. Because leadership is about bringing yourself first, from where you are to somewhere that you've never been. And the same is true for teams and families and churches and communities. So one of the things that I want them to have is a strong sense of confidence that they can keep a promise to themselves. They can go from where they are to somewhere they've never been, somewhere that's compelling and fun. And I think they're going to have this Alchemist way as a toolbox. And it's going to give them greater confidence in not only in themselves, but their ability to influence, including reshaping their very own lives.
True. I love how your book is actually for, not only for leadership for other people, but also for the leadership for yourself. So I can see how you're writing your own experiences right there. I'm sharing how you dealt with your own challenges back then, and you're sharing it with the people right now. So it's like a letter to your old self, but also for the other people on how they should be handling themselves as well. And we have a comment here from Joseph saying, I appreciate how Paul makes complex leadership challenges feel manageable, very motivating discussion. So yeah, I just want to say, how did you find all these tips? So are all these advice coming from your past experiences only, or did you have any mentors that taught you?
It took a long time. It was a very crooked path, and I made a
Mm-hmm.
lot of mistakes. Had a lot of great inventions, come out of this. 24 of those
Mm-hmm.
years I was with Hewlett Packard, and I made probably every mistake you could possibly make as a leader,
Mm-hmm.
and in that, I captured those, and I got better and better as the years went by.
Mm.
But each one was hard earned. As we kind of go through those, I didn't know if you wanted to try and stream that
Mm-hmm.
that model, because it gives you a good visual in terms of what to expect from the book too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's up to you.
So nice. So again, once again, for all our viewers out there, Paul right here is going to go with us at the Olympia London for the London Book Fair 2026. He's going to sign copies of his book, The Alchemist's Way. So if you want to know more about this book, his experiences, and his advice to you to become successful in life as well, you can go there and have a signed copy of Paul Boerger's book. So right now, Paul, I'm going to give the spotlight to you. Tell us where we can find your book, and if you have other projects that you want to promote.
Yeah, well, let's see. Well, I am going at the end of this month to Phoenix where it just received an award in 3 different categories from the
Wow.
International Impact Award, and so they're having a big gala down there. So if I'll be down in Phoenix, I think the 26th to the 28th of this month, and then of course we're going to meet you guys in London, and we're going to looking forward to going to my very first book fair. So this will be fun.
Nice. So congratulations for that International Impact Book Award.
Ah.
So, yeah. So it actually validates you that you are a great author right here.
Oh.
All right. And also your book can also be found The Alchemist's Way is also found on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And also guys, his books are also available on his website. That's paul-boerger.com. It's right there on your screen, and also the alchemistswaybook.com. But
Yes.
I believe Paul-Boerger, you can actually find everything about our featured author today. Okay, once again, get Paul Boerger's book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and his website. And Paul, it has been an awesome time with you here. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
It was absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so guys, let's open the pages and unravel the secrets of your personal odyssey. And I believe that your ink never runs dry. So go tell your story, you storyteller. This is your host, Revan. And as we say it here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Bye for now. Stay awesome.
Bye for now. Thank you. Of transformational leadership. And so what I want you to think about, though, is not just individual chapters of the book. I want you to think about this as a framework where all 6 of these tenets actually work together. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to craft a goal. We applied the 3 C's to that, where it's got to be irresistibly compelling. Like the smell of fresh coffee in the morning just pulls you out of bed. Then the second C, it's got to be clear with absolute clarity, something that you can actually visualize. And third of which, it's got to be concise. You strip out as many words as you can out of this goal statement, you infuse it with emotion, and you start moving ahead. Next of which, of course, is as soon as you set a goal, seeds of doubt start coming in. And that narrative that we have inside of our heads needs to be rewritten. And of course, it goes to character. Character, what is it? It's the ability to keep a promise to yourself. Then vitality. Well, vitality is the energy that you're going to be bringing to your goals. And that means you're ensuring proper diet, exercise, and rest, and nutrition. And how do we do that? Through good daily habits. And we talk about how to shape your habits in order to hit that goal. And last but not least, we got the tenet of heart. Bring in empathy and compassion to your goals. And that will help influence the folks around you. And that right there will take you from where you are to where you want to go on your path to gold. So, thank you. That is the Alchemist way. And hope to see you all in London. Take care. Bye for now.